Hello everybody and welcome back to another video of Heroes of the Storm. Today we are continuing our How to Bruise series and we've landed upon Varian. Pulling up the list here, you'll see that I have Varian in the tanky / damage category, which means he kind of lacks his wave clear. Now, what he lacks in wave clear, he does make up for in other departments. Those departments being, one, he's a very simple, easy bruiser to play. I like to think of him as the easy, dumbed-down version of Imperius, whereas Imperius, if he lands his Q, it's almost a guaranteed kill, but it's a hard skill shot to land. Varian is very similar, whereas if you land your smash, it's almost a guaranteed kill, but it's not quite as strong as an Imperius Q. So it's more of the simplistic version, making him new player friendly, and not only that, but much better against opponents who are hard to land skill shots on. We're talking Illidan's, Tracers, even Vala's and Tychus's who have those short range dashes. Varian can do a better job than Imperius with what it takes to burst down that slippery opponent. Now, with that being said, when it actually comes to laning and soaking, that's where Varian tends to lack a little bit. He's one of the strongest early game heroes in the game, so he thrives off of getting early game ganks and snowballing that into the late game. But if a good bruiser is able to just sustain through that phase of the game and make it to the later stage, Varian starts to get outshined by most of the bruisers on this list. One more thing I'd like to mention is, since you are playing Varian, he has 3 different forms, so picking him in a draft can be very confusing for Red Team and make it difficult for them to anticipate what kind of Varian you're going. So that's the last tip I'll give before we hop into this game. So let's do it. We'll hop into a game and hopefully have some fun. Alright, we find ourselves on the Dragon Shire today. Talking about our Skinergy here, I have this... Oh, is it called the Stormpike skin? I don't exactly remember, but I really like this skin because it looks good in every single form that Varian has, and to match it is just a saddled up horse, which combos pretty good with this skin in general, in my opinion. I like the way that all things flow together. As always, we're going to talk about the build and talent at the end of the video, so stay tuned for that. We'll go more in depth and detailed as to what I'm picking and why. For now, I'm just going to give you minimal things about what I'm picking and why, because it's a little difficult to talk about how to play a bruiser and the talents that you have. But we are going to go for Lion's Maw. It just increases the damage and slow of our Q every time that we land it. So I mentioned we are one of the strongest early game heroes. That is true to an extent. We are rather strong at level 4. But before level 4, we kind of lack. There's not much that I can do right now, so we're going to do what we can to get all the XP on the map to get us to level 4. And that's whenever we start to become quite the menace inside of these lanes. I want to be controlling the globes if I can, and landing my abilities to slow and kind of hurt that Rainer player as he walked through the map. Getting another nice stack up. Varian is one of the better heroes when it comes to tower diving. Because of your W parry, it allows you to avoid a lot of damage that the towers can pump out. And not just the towers, but melee heroes alike. I will rotate in here because we're rather good at getting in on heroes and making them pay. See if I can't get a crit auto off. Oh, I think I messed up my combos slightly, which is going to cost us dearly. Make sure to dodge the hook if it comes my way. Oh, I want that globe. That's a shame. Well, we'll continue to rotate because we are, like I said, pretty good at rotating, all things considered. That ally is very much dead, which is unfortunate. But we're up to 9 stacks on our baseline quest. Not our baseline quest, our level 1 quest. And it's really a quest that I don't think you have to worry about too much in this game. It's like if you get a stack, it's a nice little bonus. The main reason we're picking it, the main reason we pick this talent is because it is good at helping you burst heroes down. Hopefully we'll be able to shut this off. We are able to. And then if Cassia shows her face again, I will try to bait out her blind before I go too crazy on engaging her. We can actually use our E to zoom through the map and get to this minion wave quickly. Once again, we want to bait out this hero's E. And by E, that is her blind. That is what I mean. Oh, that's a shame that I tanked that. Alright, I'm gonna try to burst her down with the smash combo here. See if we can get it. One more auto should do the trick, and there we go. Able to get a quick kill there. Now, unfortunately, I am quite overextended, and that's something that Varian needs to be keeping an eye on, is how overextended he gets inside of the game. He is horrible at running away from his adversaries whenever they come his way. So, although you're very good at rotating through the map and getting picks, whenever it actually comes to running away from a rotation, you're gonna have a rough day. We could smash on top of this hero, which I do think I'm gonna do. If nothing else, it protects my ally for a moment longer. Bottom lane is getting pushed in pretty well by the red team's shenanigans. We do get blinded, unfortunately, so we're gonna wait that out and get another quick pick on top of the Stitches player. Maybe we'll look for a smash rotation bottom lane. I'll ping for it. We're gonna pick up Lionheart. It allows me to get more burst healing. I don't even think I need to smash this guy. But yeah, we'll get a quick, easy kill. If you don't know, you can use your smash on non-heroic units. So, like minions and camps, you can use your smash on top of those items. Oh, this is beautiful. Get another pick on top of the red team's Cassia. I'm gonna look to cap this. We'll dodge the Stitches hook, and maybe even get a pick on top of their Rexar player, who does fall indeed. Land another Q, getting us another big pick, and I bet we're top damage. Oh, not even close. Unfortunate. Second top damage on the team, just by doing a really good job of rotating through the map, finding vulnerable heroes, and exploiting those heroes with our smash and easy to land abilities. So the combo is typically, you want to use your smash to R on top of a hero. They got him, right? Yeah, you want to use your smash, R, on top of a hero, and then weave in your heroic strike auto attack, and then E on top of that same hero, and then weave in an auto attack, and then Q on top of that hero, and weave in one last auto attack. That'll crowd control the unit for quite a long time. So here we go. We're going to go R, auto, E. Don't even have to. But the moral of the story is making sure that you're weaving in your auto attacks, in and out, in and out, in and out. It's going to help you significantly when it comes to getting the correct amount of damage outburst that you're looking to hit on top of these heroes. Land some big slows on top of that Rexar player, and with the help of my Artanis player, we're getting the 15th kill in 5 minutes, which is quite disgusting on this red team. Start to peel for my allies, and same thing, looking to weave in my auto attacks whenever possible. We're gonna activate my parry there to block out Butcher's auto attacks, significantly reducing the healing he could be outputting. I'm gonna body block for my ally if we can, as well as use my parries at a proper timing. We'll use my shield or my Warbringer to protect my ally a little bit further. I don't know how well I can sustain in this fight, but if the friendly team looks to collapse in here, we can maybe get more done. I do see a Rexar who is rather low on HP, but I don't think I have what it takes to take him down. Thankfully, friendly team has definitely what it takes to take down another pick in this middle lane. Stitches player overextends mildly, and he'll get crowd control to death. A great swap on my ally, and we'll get another kill. We'll press our R on top of the Butcher player. Remember, it's super easy to land these Rs. And we can tower dive easily because we have our parry. And I'm hoping we can finally capitalize and get a dragon in this game, but red team has been quite an annoyance to prohibiting us from doing that. I have my smash up and ready, although I don't think it matters. I kind of want to get this kill. Let's go. We do have a two levels lead currently, and you'll notice my XP is quite advantageous for my team. But how have I been getting this XP? It has been through simply hero picks, nothing more. And that's the main way you play this hero. So, all right, we're gonna R on top of him, auto attack E, auto attack Q, and then auto attack him the rest of the way. He does actually ult me, but it won't even matter because Artanis is there to save me, and I'm pretty sure I could have lived that even without him. We're going to go for Juggernaut. Like I said, I'll explain this build at the end of the video. I know somebody right now is curling because of that pick, but we'll go into depth and detail about that later. Varian siege damage is surprisingly not as bad as you'd expect. It's definitely not amazing, but it definitely could be worse as well. So despite his minion clear being quite pathetic, his hero or his building and single target push really isn't that bad. Using my parry to block out a significant amount of damage there just by timing it properly. We can rotate middle and maybe look for a pick on top of, I'm hoping, Cassia. Slow both of these units, as well as start using my E to chase down the Stitches player. We get another wonderful pick. And there's not a whole lot left for me to do on the map currently. Now, we have had a very good start to this game, but unfortunately, like I mentioned in the intro, Varian starts to taper off as the game progresses. So, red team hasn't done a good job of sustaining through this first portion of the game, but that doesn't mean that they cannot come back and really ruin my day. Gonna try to smash this hero down. There's an R. I'm gonna actually lay my Q next. Oh, I whiffed my Q. The reason I was going for Q before my E is because I knew I was gonna get booped, and I was hoping that I could slow him with my Q while he hit me with his, and then chase him down with my E. But unfortunately, we missed the Q, and he is able to walk out with his life. I could maybe continue to try to abuse that Butcher player, but he's only at 10 whimsical meat, and I see an opening in middle here. Yeah, my team's... they're not quite in. They're not as far in as I was hoping they would be. Maybe we'll look for Butcher, who I'm hoping is overextending in the top lane. Looks like he has half of a brain, though. Ping, they're on our way here. And he is gone. Sorry I didn't get a good camera angle for that kill, but he is out of this world. Try to protect my ally if at all possible. We landed a good slow on top of their Raynar player. We'll confirm we get that kill. We can use our E to start to chase down and do a little bit of crowd control slows on top of their Stitches player. Gonna go for the movement banner. Place that banner down to tank the tower shots, but unfortunately I put it right outside of the range of the tower shots. Alright, I'll just kill your bear then. Gotta be pretty careful because red team, here we go. This will probably be my death. I can land that to slow. I got another W up and ready. We're gonna just have to turn and fight. Oh, that's unfortunate. If I used my Q, I probably could have killed the bear man. But I'm hoping Artanis is able to clean up house here. Maybe not, though, as the rest of the red team rotates in. Oh, no, we're feeding. We are feeding indeed. Have to keep this interesting, though. That's why we are dead. But yeah, like I said, you'll notice most of my experience soaked has not been through actually killing the minions, but rather it has come through getting the hero picks. And that's why we are able to give our team a level advantage. And that's a really common theme with a lot of the bruisers who lack wave clear, is you get your experience advantage by picking off heroes and winning team fights rather than just soaking XP and winning off of the pure attrition of playing the map. Red team, or friendly team, getting a wonderful pick on Rexar in the top lane, and that should allow them to capture the top lane as well. I'm going to look to go for the bottom objective, although I am alone and a lot of enemy heroes are alive. We do see Butcher in the top lane, and truthfully, Butcher did not scare me much at all. We're going to use our R. Oh, that's why I'm missing my Q. He has a, he has movement speed. I forgot Raynar has movement speed. I'm going to tap because I really don't feel like losing my building. Oh, a good Gorge will keep the Raynar player alive, at least for a moment longer. I really want to get on top of him. Here comes my team, though, so it doesn't even matter. There's a movement speed banner and a wonderful swap on my ally. We'll land some good slows, and just you see, without the enemy team having their armor, how quickly they die due to Varian. Now, unfortunately, with the build I went, I am quite squishy and unable to heal up out of combat. There are better builds at doing that. You can see that's my max Q on top of a minion wave, and it only heals us for a very small amount. See if we can't fight for this objective, as we do have a numbers advantage. I feel like we've had a numbers advantage for the whole entire game thus far. Getting another massive pick on top of their Rexar player, who has died far too many times, unfortunately for him. Use our E to get a little bit closer. We're probably going to get ulted here, but I think I can just kite him and maybe even auto-attack him to death. Well done by my allies to keep me alive. We'll give him a thank you. And then I'm going to go ahead and base as well, because we're low on HP and we have been for quite some time. Although, like I mentioned, there are ways to heal with our Q talents that we've spec'd into. Just going back is fine. You notice, though, we had top damage, and we have had top damage, or relatively close to it, for most of this game. That's just what this hero can offer. Although we are in the point of the game where we're kind of tapering off in damage, we are still super, super effective. And not only that, but you have tools in your kit to become a little bit more team-friendly and tanky friendly as well. Oh, that's a good gorge by the red team here. They're going to take me into the tower. We have a W to protect myself from a couple of these tower shots. I do not think I have any more, though, unfortunately. With the big slows from Stitches, I will get taken down. Thankfully, though, Stitches left his team to abandon, and my Rainer is, or my Mephisto is picking them apart with the help of the rest of the team. Artanis, May, and KTZ pummeling the rest of that red team. If this guy, holy cow, Artanis did go stacks, and it is showing in this video. But have you noticed how I've died a couple more times now that the game has progressed? I've had a lot more close calls now that the game has progressed. That is an issue with Varian. The further the game goes on, the weaker he tends to feel, with this build at least, and in my experience at least. As I was mentioning, though, Varian does have tools in his kit that make him more tanky, especially with different talents you can pick. Obviously, there's the big one, which is Taunt, but we're talking about a Bruiser Varian. We can still go things like Shield Wall, which grants us a large shield. You can go a plethora of healing abilities that give you burst healing, out of combat healing, and minion pushing clear, which is honestly not a terrible talent. And not only that, but you have things like Demoralizing Shout, which allows Varian to reduce enemy heroes' damage dealt, making him more tanky inside of the fights. And things like this are not very common on bruisers because they're common on tanks. But Varian has these tools because he is a multi-class. Out comes the Gorge again, which honestly might be a good thing. We're going to activate our 2 and try to survive anything that red team's pumping my way. I unfortunately don't have an E to jump to right now. Nice ult by May will keep me alive. Poor Varian is taken out for the 9th time this game. Literally the 9th time. Fun fact that I was just showing you all. You can get stunned out of your smash as Varian. Try to chase down the Stitches player here. Able to chase him down to the ends of the earth, and that's because of the build I went, why we were able to chase him down so far and so well. If I can land this Q, he's a goner. Well done by friendly team. And now can we please end it? We have 47 kills, 69 catapults on the core. That should be the end of this video. Well, the end of the game, but obviously, like I said, we're going to go deeper and diving in depth as to what we picked and why, and what makes this hero so special in the diversity he has to build with. Also, shout out to that Artanis for getting all of those stacks. That's kind of disgusting how well that game went, but that is truly how Varian plays. He is an early game menace that is meant to snowball his team into the later stages of the game, and that's what I think we showcased in today's video. Fun fact, I had created a How to Bruise Varian video that was a little bit closer than this one was about 2 months ago, but I lost the footage. Well, not that I didn't lose the footage. I had the footage. I just never uploaded it, and it felt a little outdated to post it, so I decided to make a new one, which is this one. Now, the build we went in today's particular video was Lion's Maw at level 1, so every time Lion's Fang, your Q, hits a hero, it increases its damage by 7 up to 175 increased damage. after hitting 25 heroes, the slow is increased to 50% and its duration is increased to 2 seconds. This allows you to just stick to enemy heroes so much easier and kind of have not only a strong debuff for the red team whenever you press your Colossal Smash on them, but you also have a strong crowd control with this hefty slow that you're applying with Lion's Maw. Now, there are arguments to go for other things, but truthfully, the extra damage you get from Lion's Maw, plus the crowd control, makes me think that for Smash, it is the best pick, in my personal opinion. If someone wants to run numbers, you might be right, but this is just like I said, all these videos are from my own personal experience playing the video game, and this is what works out best for me in most of my games. Then I go for, obviously, this is the Colossal Smash build, so it's unspoken, but if you don't know how this ability works, it's a 20-second cooldown, 40 mana cost, point and click, smash a target enemy, dealing 185 damage and lowering their armor by 25 for 3 seconds, causing them to take 25% increased damage. Additionally, there's a passive portion to this if you didn't know. Basic attack damage is increased by 100%, and your maximum health and health regen is reduced by 10%, making you a little bit more squishy, but deal a little bit more burst damage, which is a nice thing to keep in the back of your head, is you are going to get bursted a little bit quicker, but you also are bursting them a little bit quicker. A fun berserker talent, if you will. Then I went for Lionheart, and at level 7, there are truthfully quite a few pickups that you can go, and I think all of them work in their own right scenarios. So Lionheart is what I go whenever I need burst healing, whenever the fights are happening quickly. And when you're playing Varian, that's how you want all your fights to go. So it's the pick I go in most of my games. But what this does, it increases Lion Fang's healing from heroes by 75%. Truthfully, you can make a very good argument that the other ones are better, and I'll explain what they are when I'm done going through this build. We'll come back to the level 7 talent tier. At level 10, I went for Warbringer, so it reduces charges cooldown by 8 seconds, and mana cost from 45 to 22, so it halves the mana cost as well. Additionally, charge can be cast on ally heroes, allowing you to maneuver through fights much more easily, and not just that, but chase down fleeing opponents. So good. You saw me utilize that on the Stitches at the later stage of that game, where I'm just smashing my E button on him. Excuse me, weaving in auto attacks, landing Qs, keeping those slows consistently applied to that hero, and making his day miserable. Then at level 13, we went for Juggernaut. This is for 2 reasons. One, I already picked up Warbringer. If you don't have Warbringer, you never go Juggernaut, period, end of story. So if you pick Warbringer, you have the option to go Juggernaut. Other than that, you never go Juggernaut. And then additionally, they had some pretty tanky heroes with Rexar, Stitches, and even, I feel like the Butcher can be a little tanky from time to time. So Juggernaut, giving us that little burst in damage as well, is another nice pickup to have. But the main reason you're picking up is for consistent damage on tanks like the Stitches and the Rexar and the Misha. We then go for Banner of Stormwind. So he has 3 banner talents at this tier: 1 grants move speed, 1 grants spell power, and 1 grants armor. The movement speed, from my personal experience, is the most generalized one that you pick up in pretty much all of your games. The only reason you'd pick up the armor one is if your heroes are getting bursted too quickly, and it can truthfully be a help. But the big glaring issue with the, I believe it's Ironforge banner, is the cooldown is 45 seconds, whereas the other 2 are 25-second cooldowns, making this one so much better because you can just use it more often in fights, and it combos better with later talents as well. Then at level 20, I went for Demoralizing Shout. It's a 20-second cooldown to activate to demoralize nearby enemy heroes, reducing damage they deal by 40% for 5 seconds. 40% damage reduction for 5 seconds is a really long time that can really help your team out. And so now Varian's not just making himself tanky, he's also making his team tanky, which is chef's kiss. So that is the talents and build we went in today's particular video. But as I mentioned, we're going to talk about level 7. So you can go for Second Wind, because I went for Lionheart. This is the burst damage or burst healing talent that you want to be going if you need more burst healing. But if you are fighting in fights that are lasting a few seconds longer, Second Wind is a great pickup. Basic attacks heal Varian for 1% of his maximum health. That's meh. While below 50% health, they also heal for 50% of the damage dealt. That's the big kicker. Because remember, from Colossal Smash, your base attack damage is increased by 100%. So now it's healing for just so much more. And you're able to sustain through an incredible amount of pain Red Team can offer. Not only that, but your out of combat healing is increased significantly. Now, the out of combat healing talent that is meant to be picked is Victory Rush. Every 30 seconds, Varian's next basic attack will heal him for 350 health. When a nearby enemy, minion, or monster dies, the cooldown is reduced by 10 seconds. So you can get a couple of these big burst healings off per minion wave if you are playing in the solo lane. And it truthfully is a helpful talent in some scenarios where you have to be playing super smart about the solo laning fight. And I really do have a soft spot in my heart for this talent. Although I think it is slightly outshined by the other two, it still is worth you picking up if you're looking to have a good time. Shield Wall at level 10 is another one that is a big pickup. And I would argue you should go this in most of your games. I go for Warbringer because it's more fun and it fits Varian's theme better, but Shield Wall is typically just the better talent. Being able to block out all damage on a, like a 5-second cooldown, it's quite disgusting, and I won't argue anyone who wants it. But as you saw, I think Warbringer worked out well in today's video, and you can still see the advantage that chasing down heroes has with Warbringer, especially in combination with Juggernaut. But this brings us to our next caveat. At level 13, you have Mortal Strikes. Mortal Strikes is one of the strongest talents in the entire game, not just for Varian, for all of the heroes. So heroes hit by Heroic Strike receive 40% reduced healing for 4 seconds. You consider this that Heroic Strike, which is Varian's trait, basic attacks reduce the cooldown of this ability, and you were able to have 40% reduced healing on a single hero consistently. And it is gross, it is disgusting, and it needs changed. So, with all that said, Mortal Strikes is a great pickup that you should pick in, like I said, most of your scenarios, because Shattering Throw has very few pickups for it. But when you pick it, it's definitely good. Like if they have a Phoenix, it's very good. If they have a Johanna, it's very good. Outside of that, it's outshined by the others, by Mortal Strikes. Like I said though, Juggernaut, you only pick up if you have Warbringer. We already talked about the level 16 talents. And then level 20, Glory to the Alliance is a really strong ability if you have a healer. It's still strong without a healer, but especially if you have a healer. Banner now also increases health regeneration and all healing received for nearby allied heroes by 50%. And the cooldown is reduced by 50%, which means if you're picking up Stormwind or Dolaron, you're going to have a much shorter cooldown. What is it, like 12.5 seconds cooldown? Whoops. And keep in mind that banner is now increasing the healing your allies are going to be receiving. It is so good. So good. Anyways, that was how to Bruise with Varian. I thought the Samro video was the last, or second to last one in this series, but then I was looking back through and I was like, oh, I never made a Varian video that I posted. So this is legitimately the second to last video in the How to Bruise series. We have our last one coming up. It is the How to Bruise Leoric video. I already have that one made, and it is going to be an epic finale to the series. So stay tuned for that. I hope you guys are looking forward to it. It's been a lot of fun. Thank you guys so much for watching. Please do not forget to leave a like, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you all in the next one. Bye-bye.